It's been just about 2 years since the first COVID-19 case was reported in the United States. As surges spike and fade, many are wondering when we'll be past this pandemic. In tonight's Eye on Keloland, Lauren Solik talks with 2 local doctors in hopes of getting that answer.
The simple answer for what the end of COVID-19 is that there won't be an actual official end.
The pandemic ends in this case with the virus becoming endemic. So an endemic virus is a virus that lives with us all the time. Chicken pox never goes away. Kids can always get chicken pox. Influenza never goes away. It cycles year to year, but it never disappears. And so an endemic virus is one that lives with us in some way, shape, or form.
But doctors are hopeful the status of endemic is inching closer.
When you look back at history, at most pandemics, they do tend to end with a strain somewhat similar to Omicron, which is highly contagious, but overall slightly less severe or leading to less severe illnesses. So I think we're hopeful that Omicron is a strain or a similar strain to that, and hopefully not in the not so distant future.
Dr. Jeremy Cowles, the chief physician at Sanford Health, says there is a list of things to check off to reach an endemic status.
Number one, you have to have a virus that's freely circulating. That it's doing a pretty good job of. Number two, you got to quit seeing the ups and downs or the spikes. It's just got to find some sort of steady state. And then the other parts are actually up to us. Do we have ways to control it? So do we have vaccines and do we use them appropriately? And number two, do we have therapies that can affect the virus when we need to?
Cowles says both the monoclonal antibody treatments and antiviral oral pills are important tools in the fight against COVID-19.
What that does is moves us from a place where we have to worry about people getting a new infection because we're not sure we can treat it effectively, to a place where we can turn this into something like the flu, where if you get it, we have a pill for you to take and we know what to do for you to try to get you through it as best we can.
Now, as for COVID-19 booster shots, both Cowles and Dr. Kevin Post, the chief medical officer at Avera, believe we'll be seeing those again, or at least a variation of them.
There are small trials being done of combination vaccines of coronavirus with influenza. And of course, like we do with the influenza vaccine, that would likely have to adapt through the years as the virus mutates. But I do think we'll see some version of boosters versus an annual vaccine as we kind of continue to learn about this and sort this out in the future.
And then comes the understanding of what happens next.
I think one thing that we have to be very aware of is we don't know all the complications yet of COVID-19 long-term, such as on heart conditions, lung conditions. So I think we'll continue to learn about that, almost that second phase of the effect of COVID-19 as we move forward. And also there's been a delay in care of chronic disease, cancer screenings, et cetera. So we are going to have to, catch up, you would say, in the medical field for patients' preventative care as well.
For Post and Cowles, though, hope is out there.
When people write history books, they're going to write a chapter on the last 2.5, 3 years. They're going to write a chapter about what this was, and kids and grandkids are going to ask us about the fact that we lived through this.
And looking back, I hope we can have learned from the situation. I hope we can have, once again, are more united as a people, as a nation, and I hope we can look back on it and say that was difficult, but we learned some valuable lessons that we will take through with us the rest of our lives.
Until we can look back on these years in reflection, though, there are still ways we can each help reach that endemic status.
I think now, as we move forward, what we're trying to achieve is herd immunity with the cooperation of the public, and that can be natural immunity from having had a COVID-19 infection, or, at best, ideally would be immunity from a vaccine plus the full booster series, which still seems to be the most effective at preventing severe disease, hospitalizations, and death from COVID-19.
What I would tell people is, for right now, the right thing to do is to still be vaccinated and boosted.
With Eye on Keloland, I'm Lauren Solik.
And doctors in South Dakota have predicted the peak of the Omicron surge is still weeks away.